वनक्कम, मैं हैदर अली सैयद आसिफगंज से यूनाइटेड अंडर तमिल सेवा। Yes,
Hi,
Stan, how are you? Yes.
good. Doing good,
Yeah.
thanks. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah, sorry, I was working yesterday, so I joined the room in between when I had some free time, but then I had to get on to some work,
Okay.
so how many people joined the room? I mean,
Yeah, people actually, my topics are subjects are not entertaining. It's maybe
correct. I mean,
people
it's
who
unique
are,
subject as well, so it's very unique and very different. So not many people will be interested. I joined because I felt that because I have read I keep interest in philosophy. So I have read about Siddhas, the different 18 Siddhas, long back, not now. Before when I was in college, I used to do that. So I was quite interested in what your proposition is.
okay. See, there is a battle between dharam and adharam, truth and falsehood in every age.
So Hyderabad,
And
are you Muslim?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
No, because
So,
the
pardon?
reason why I asked is that normally when you think about Islam, right, Islam normally doesn't accept things that is outside Quran, right? So
Uh,
what about
yeah, actually, the Quran says, Quran is a confirmation of previous scriptures. So, Quran itself is talking about the previous scriptures. No? So, what the Maulvis are saying is totally different.
okay? So where
Yeah.
you're from Tamil Nadu, right?
No, I'm not from Tamil Nadu. I'm from Uttar Pradesh.
Oh, you're from Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Born.
it might be someone from Tamil Nadu because
No, I don't know Tamil. I don't know Tamil. I don't know
because
how to speak Tamil. I don't know how to read.
normally this Siddha philosophy and all these Tantra or whatever you call it, and all these concept of that long lost land of. I mean, I don't remember the exact name of the land which was lost, but there is somewhere I have read that there is a land that stretched between India and Australia. Probably
It's a
that's the land which you're showing in
Kumari
on
Kanda.
your photo, right?
Yeah, Kumari.
Kumari Kand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised because I never expected someone from Uttar Pradesh to know all these things. Okay, this question is a bit personal, but are you a Shia or Sunni by birth?
Sunni.
Okay.
Yeah. Shias are basically outsiders, the Caucasians, converted from the Brahminism, Iranians. And Sunnis are
Yeah,
basically the natives and they are mixed race also.
yeah, I know about that because I had some Shia friends from Uttar Pradesh.
And normally
I think there is a
Shias are basically followers of Manu Dharma Shastra and they are pushing Manu Dharma Shastra back into the society through Islam. So it's actually the Quran led me to Shiva actually, the Siddha way of life.
yeah. Then you will struggle to find a listener because
Yeah.
this is a kind of very radical approach you are taking. Very radical approach you are taking, right?
Actually, Quran is
Because
very easy, simple book actually. And when there are 2 lakh madrasas in India, and none of the madrasa in India teaches Quran because Quran is basically talking about Shiva the first, Shivan the Pandyan.
I'm a bit curious. Sorry for asking a lot of questions to you,
No, it's okay.
because
I like the
yeah,
question.
I was always a bit curious about religion, right? Although let me tell you about a little bit about me. I'm from Kerala.
Okay.
So I'm a Hindu by birth, but I don't follow any religion right now. I was an atheist. I discarded all the gods long back.
Okay.
So when I was in school, because I read two books when I was in fourth standard, and it was too. I was a bit immature when I read those books. One is Das Capital by Karl Marx, and the other one was Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. Okay, over the years, I have moved from an atheist to agnostic. Now I believe that there might be a creator who created us, but there is no way that we are not evolved, or we don't have the capability to understand the true nature of our creator. It's not possible for us. So that is my belief, and I reject all the written scriptures. I don't think that any of the scriptures are progressive. When I say progressive, science is progressive, right? Science builds upon new discoveries. But when it comes to religion, it is not progressive. You are following a 2000-year old book, or 1400 years old book, or probably 3000 years old book, right? So that is what we do. So there is no kind of, it is not, we are not building upon the existing knowledge we have. So I think, what I think is that that's not the right approach to understanding our creator, right? If there is one.
Okay.
So that is my current position right now. But I'm open to any philosophy. I love to listen to people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So
so whatever I heard from my childhood, I had then I did my own research, and I had a opportunity to work with Dr. Zakir Naik 20 years back, and
okay.
I worked with him for 8 months, and because I was speaking on Hinduism, and as you very well know, Zakir Naik is a carbon copy of Ahmadiyyat, Christianity. So 20 years back, I had a chance to work with him, and so whatever was there in my mind, whatever I heard through my grandfather and my research, I was alone in that what you say, in that research department in front of a computer, and the backside all the books were there, all the holy books were there, and history books were there. So whatever things orally I heard, I saw it in everything in that book, and then I presented that small book. I made a small book and I gave it to Zakir Naik thing. But he never said that I was wrong or right. No one told me that I am right or wrong. So since that was too early for me, that in my 20s I was there in 25 years old. So I was not sure whether I was right or wrong. So
Okay.
at that time, yeah. So that is a means to confirm whether I was right or wrong took me many years. Uh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, but when you say God doesn't interfere in day-to-day life, Quran is full of interferences, right?
See,
So,
Quran actually. I'll start. Let's start with the journey from the beginning, because if you break because Quran doesn't claim that it's a final book. It's a last book actually. It's a last book. It's not a first book actually. It's a last book containing the history of a certain bloodline. Okay,
okay. Uh-huh.
okay, a certain bloodline. And Quran chapter 3, verse 33, 34 talks about Adam, Noah, family of Imran, and family of Ibrahim, descendant of each other. Okay, and the story of the earth rotates around the Shivan. Shivan means God representator on the earth. So who is the first Khalifa or first administrator on earth? The Pandyan, Shiva the Pandyan. From his bloodline we have Noah the Murugan, and from his bloodline we have Ibrahim, and from his bloodline we have Prophet Muhammad. So these are all interconnected.
Okay.
Okay, these are all bloodline stories. So, and most of the chiefs of the villages are from this bloodline. So story of the earth can be divided into two groups, before deluge and after deluge.
When you say
Before
deluge, what
deluge,
do you mean by deluge?
pardon?
When you say deluge, what do you exactly mean by deluge?
Deluge is actually the submersion, the Kumari Kandam got submerged.
Okay, we got it. Yeah, I better know.
Okay, so before deluge and after deluge. Before deluge, everything was given to Shiva, the first Siddha, the first Pandyan. He was appointed as a thing, and all the technology which we are seeing today, the pyramids across the globe, were built before the deluge, and it was used for mass communication and generating electricity. So, so this was the technology given at that time. And Quran chapter 6.6 clearly says that the civilization that, which were before the deluge was far more advanced than this current generation. This current generation is not advanced as that generation before the deluge. That's why scientific communities are calling Shiva as an alien, not as a king. Okay, because the whole old world order is of between God and his representative on the earth, the Shivan, the Pandian. And the Quran term Zulkarnain, heard of that?
Yeah, we have an actor in Malayalam. Look at
Yeah, Zulkarnain is a word. It means two horns, and Zulkarnain
yeah.
also means
So,
king of two generation.
but it is widely
Okay.
interpreted that Dulkar in Quran is Alexander the Great. Is that correct?
Uh, no, no. Let me finish. Zulkarnain means two horns, two generation. Two horns refers to the
Okay.
Pandian, and two king of both the generation. Before the deluge were also the Pandian, and say after the deluge also was the Pandian. Okay, and the boat landed, and Noah is nothing but Morgan. And when the Noah boat landed in Ararat mountain in Judy mountain, there is a site called Gopikli Tepe. 12,500 years old civilization is there in Anatolia. Heard of that?
Turkey, Anatolia. It's 11,000 years old.
Yeah. And
Gobekli.
that civilization is not actually a civilization; it's a lab actually, where Noah Elias Morgan took the DNA of all the species and put it in the small boat, and then when they reached after the deluge, when they reached the place at Anatolia, they made a lab where they regenerated all the species. Okay, and then when you do research on Gopikli Tepe, you will find T pillar. In that T pillar, you
Yeah.
will find
With
a box,
animal scriptures and
animal figure, and a sperm DNA.
okay.
Okay, and the reason for Noah flood was that during that time, the scientific community among the Pandian colonies, they were doing the genetical engineering. They were creating yalis, uh, animal structures with two different species. They were generating new species with two different DNAs.
It's known
That's
as
why,
chimera. So chimera.
yeah,
So in biotechnology, we call it as chimera, the hybrid organisms.
yes.
So
So this,
is
so
it
yali
is
is
it are
in
those
temple also you will find yali.
what do
Yali.
you call it? Yali.
Yali. You can Google it up. You will find Yali statue. And before the deluge, the height of people were very tall. Animals too were as per the ratio proportion. Dinosaurs and all they are big as animal, and the trees and also was big. So, and after the deluge, new generation, we became short. We became average age 100 years, and now it's before. So below means 100 years, and this is what has happened. So from Gopik, and the Quran chapter 11 verse 48 talks about the new Pandian colony, which God will give again all the resources of the earth, and then a painful torment, referring to the greater Kali Yugam. So after the deluge, all the civilizations from Mesopotamian, Iranian plateau, Baluchistan, civilization like Mari, Aram, Elam, Sumerian, Akkadian, all the civilization, Mohenjo-daro, these are all Pandian colonies. And then there is a prophecy done, and that Mahabharata took place. Mahabharata took place around 5000 BC, where it was an internal Pandian war where nuclear weapon was used, and that's the reason why we will find the land from Syria to Indus Valley became a arid land. But it's not a fertile. The rivers are there, but lands are not that fertile. And then later on, we saw the coming of the Aryans into our country, coming of Antichrist. So the whole fight is between the settlers and the native is all about, and this is where the religious came in. Every age, the religion is all about priestly cult.
Okay, so I have few questions about it. So three questions.
Your
I
voice
didn't
is not.
forget the question. So yeah,
Yeah, your
so
voice.
either better now. Is Is it better now, Haidar?
Yeah, better now.
Can
Yeah,
you? Okay,
yeah.
I have few questions. Let me ask it before I forget it. Otherwise, I mean, I have too many questions. So,
Yeah,
the first thing you said is about Quran, right?
yeah.
So you said Quran the God doesn't interfere in personal life. It's more like philosophy of Spinoza and all. But in Quran there are many verses where God
Uh,
directly interferes in prophet's life as well as the people around his life. So
yeah.
that's my first question. Second question
So
is
let me
that
answer. Let me answer
yeah.
you that. So you can ask me later on. So see, in Quran chapter 2 verse 30, it talks about God representative on the earth and successful authority. So God doesn't interfere in each and every life. It will only talk to its manager, and the manager on the earth are the Shiva and his bloodline. So when I said Adam, Noah, family of Imran, and family of Ibrahim, descendant of each other. So Quran is basically interacting with his vicegerent, the manager. You're getting the point.
Yeah,
So no, he's
because
not going to talk. He's not going to talk to any other bloodline. He will only talk to these people, and the revelation and any system change has to be done through this. But if you do meditation and you can get connected with higher conscious, so that's a
okay,
different track. Right.
okay, so so it's not only God only interacts with Muhammad. So initially he used to interact with using Jibreel, and then there are revelations which Muhammad got directly from the God who he called Allah. Now, apart from that, there are instances in Quran where God speaks to Muhammad about the anger of God on non-believers, right? So there are many sayings in Quran which say that the anger of God will be upon the non-believers, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
if someone is not, yeah, so
See,
that
interfering,
means
see,
he's
interfering
interfering
means what?
in.
Interfering means he will not interfere with every each and every individual life. He will talk to when there is too much of adharam or what you say, dharam adharam on that land. He will appoint certain people from this bloodline, Shiva bloodline, and he is going to, and somebody will come and they will rectify the system. So this is what the Quran is talking about. God will not speak to rectify the system. He's not going to bring anything. And one more thing I want to tell you that since the Pandyan were in the phase of greater Kali Yugam, so in the chapter 2 verse 124, Ibrahim was tested and then and then he was given the banner of truth. But
Okay, and this.
yeah, the verse says not that Ibrahim asks, "What about my offspring?" Allah says that my covenant is not with your wrongdoers. So the whole story of the earth after the deluge is from Anatolia to Tamil Nadu. So let's
So
limit
how?
our boundaries.
Okay, so one more question here. Okay,
Yeah,
so okay, let me accept your point on the interference of because I'm not too familiar with Quran. I have read a little bit here and there. That's it. Second thing is that about the lineage that you're speaking, right? So you, as per you, the lineage starts from Pandya till and then it extends to Abraham and his descendants. So in Quran and Bible, yeah, there is a clear definition which says about the lineage. It starts from Adam, and then it passes down to Abraham, Daniel, Abraham, and all those Moses, and then
hmm,
to Jesus Christ, and as per Islam, it comes down to Muhammad. So nowhere in any of these texts you can find the reference to all these what you're speaking, right, about the Pandian or the deluge. Deluge.
Pandian is a title actually. Pandian is a title. I can show you from Quran. Like the Pandian means Zulkarnain. Zulkarnain means bull, and Pandya is also a symbol is bull. Twin fish is a symbol. Twin fish is a symbol. And one more thing that since we do you believe in common ancestry?
Oh, sorry,
Common
I didn't get
ancestry.
that.
Do you believe in
No,
common ancestry?
Is there a theory of common ancestry? I'm not familiar with that, if there is one.
Yeah, the scientific community accepts that we are all coming from a common ancestry.
Well, no idea. I'm not too familiar with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
so just do research. You will come to know that the scientific community accepts that we are all coming from a common ancestry, and the first humans were black.
Okay.
Out of Africa theory, they come out, na? Heard of that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know.
So,
I know about that. Yeah.
so Quran is also confirming that first human is black. Scientific community is also telling that the first human is black, and the Tamil tradition is also saying that first human is black.
Mm-hmm.
So the storyline starts with the black people.
Okay.
Okay. And Quran chapter 30 verse 22, it gives us, it actually gives a clue to, like, you have to do research and ponder. So the clue is in that verse is given as a language and color. So if I ask you,
Mm-hmm.
what is the first color and what was the first language? For language color, we count from the scientific evidence, from the Tamil tradition, from the Quran, we come to know that the first human is black. What about the language? What is the first language?
Yeah.
Again, Tamil tradition says the first language is Tamil. God's language is also Tamil. And as per the Quran, oral language was taught to Adam, and the written form of language was given to all the information was given to certain people. Chapter 96, verse 1 to 5. And Tamil tradition also says that uh, Shiva was given all in the written form all the information. So written form of Tamil was given to third son of Adam, that is Set, alias Shiva. Vanakkam. Thank you.